Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for still sticking with me because I am literally the worst when it comes to uploading, doing anything really. I spend a lot more time writing than I do filming. So I'm very grateful that everyone has still stuck around. I've been going through some weird health issues. If you have allergies, you know that like when you have severe allergies, it really just kind of like derails your life. A lot of you actually subscribed during my last few Criterion hauls from last year, and it was really fun. I loved getting to know what everyone else was getting, and I loved chatting about what the ones I got were. And if you watch those videos, you know that I spent quite a bit last year and got a lot of stuff that I have been looking for a really long time. This year is kind of a little, I'm saying a little, I still spent like $150. But this year is a little bit smaller. There's still a few titles that I want to get. I didn't get Sorcerer this time around. I really do want to get that. So I think the next, probably in a few weeks, I'll go again and get some. But I want to get Sorcerer. I want to get The Wiz. I want to get Sean Baker's first film. Oh, I want to get Inland Empire. My boyfriend was like, you'd really like this one. And I haven't seen it, so I think on the next Criterion sale, I'm gonna grab that one. I was gonna sit on my couch, but I thought that was a little too informal. So let's get into the haul. I'm gonna supplement this a little bit because I picked up a few Criterion at a secondhand place. I'm gonna start out with Gus Van Zant's My Own Private Idaho. That's Keanu Reeves and also has River Phoenix. I haven't seen this one. So this was a blind used by, which if you see the price there, that is a pretty good deal, I think, because this would be, I think it's a little even bit cheaper than it would be on the sale. So I'm glad I grabbed this. I've never seen it, like I said, but my boyfriend really loves this movie and I think I'm going to love it as well. I really enjoy Keanu Reeves, especially his films like Speed and who doesn't love him in The Matrix and John Wick and so on and so forth, but I really think this will be an interesting film to see him in. I also grabbed Personal Shopper at that resale store for, what is that, like 15 bucks there. And this probably is my favorite Kristen Stewart performance. I have seen this one, but this is my favorite Kristen Stewart film. She's in another one of this filmmaker's movies, Clouds Over Silas Maria. I'm not sure how to say it. Don't ask me. But I really do love this movie. I go back and forth. And if I think this is her best performance, or again, she's in Spencer, which is amazing, or Speak. I love that movie. I saw it when I was very young, around the same age as she probably was in the movie. So I'm really looking forward to having this, and I think I want to show it to my boyfriend because it is a very touching story. I don't want to say too much about this movie because if you want to buy it, I think it's best to see blind. But I think it is kind of in the same vein as this year's film by David Cronenberg, The Shrouds, where it shows how we deal with grief through technology, and this one is definitely a little haunted. So I think if you like haunted films about grief, definitely check this one out. Some Like It Hot. I saw this movie. I used to have a crazy like Marilyn Monroe obsession, and I still do. I think she's absolutely amazing and intelligent and beautiful and such a great actress. That this is probably my favorite films of hers. I haven't seen it in a very long time, probably like 15 years. Oh, this as a teenager, and I loved it. I'm really excited to see the transfer on this and all of the extras that are included in on it. Just this was like a no-brainer. As soon as I saw it, I was like, oh yeah, I have to grab that. This movie here, The Beast. I have been wanting to watch this for so long, and so when I knew that Janice was going to put this out, I was really excited because everyone and their brother basically said that this was like their favorite movie of last year. And I wanted to see it because I was like, well, if all these people that I know and trust say it's a great movie, it must be a great movie. So I wanted to see it, but you know, didn't release near me, of course. Really excited to have this. If you guys have seen this, let me know. Like I said, it's a blind buy for me. I didn't get a chance to see it in the theaters because it didn't release near me. If you guys pick this up, let me know, and I would love to know your thoughts if you've seen it. This one, I'm not nervous about it, but I don't want it to be overhyped. Last of the non-box sets is No Country for Old Men. This was, again, a no-brainer. Pretty sure I said this was a perfect movie, and I'm sure it still stands up to being a perfect movie, but, you know, as you grow up and as you watch more films, your taste often changes, and that's not a bad thing. But I always love watching movies that, even a few years ago, before I really started, like, analyzing movies, more in depth, you know, like writing reviews or like chatting with on podcasts. I always like to go back and watch them with like almost like a different set of eyes, and so I'm really excited to rewatch this, even though it's only been a few years. This is just one of the greatest movies I think ever made. So, No Country for Old Men, amazing artwork. If you guys are gonna pick this up, let me know. Probably one of my favorite Coen Brothers movies. I mean, everyone says that. Duh. We have Anora, which um I know that this movie is kind of controversial now, but I remember when I saw it at TIFF and everyone loved it. So it was interesting to see go from seeing it at a film festival where everyone loved it to it was released and it was still kind of like everyone loved it, but there was like some people that were like, not my thing, which I get. This movie totally isn't going to be for everyone, and I understand that. But I do think, you know, as the movie was getting more buzz, more buzz, more buzz, more people were like, okay, it's not that good, which, you know, to each their own. Do I think it should have won that many awards? I don't know. I don't. I'm not a Academy voter. I just am someone that watches movies and talks about them. So, but I do love this movie. I think Mikey Madison is absolutely incredible in this. It's not my favorite Sean Baker film. My favorite one is still probably The Florida Project. I think that movie is amazing. But yeah, Honora, am going to do like a more in-depth video showing off the insides and stuff of these box sets and also the other films on like my TikTok. So if you are interested, make sure to follow me on TikTok. My I think is at WonderMeg with an underscore. But I do really want to show off the insides because I think that that is the best part. This is just me kind of just yapping about why I picked them. Yeah. Yeah. I got Mulholland Drive. I mean, it's like a no-brainer. I still have a few David Lynch films that I still need to buy on Criterion. Like I said, I need Inland Empire still. But you know, last year I wanted to buy Blue Velvet and this, but I passed it up, and you know, now that he's unfortunately passed away, I think that I do need to get these to preserve his filmography because I love David Lynch. I love his movies. And my boyfriend and I actually saw Eraserhead in a church this earlier this year at Capital City Film Festival, and I had never seen Eraserhead, so seeing it in that kind of atmosphere with like other David Lynch fans was really special. And I'm you know the world is a lot less cool and interesting now that he's gone, but we still have his films to remember him by, and I think that is just beautiful. All right, you guys, that is it for my Criterion haul. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for sticking around if you're a returning subscriber. And thank you so much if this is your first video of mine that you're watching. I try not to take these too serious because I feel like a lot of the times people are intimidated by Criterion. I know I was, so I try to keep it lax. I try to keep it fun and exciting and cool. That kind of vibe. Hit the subscribe button. If not, maybe see you some other time. I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye!